is a contest entry for Steve Carlson's 200 subs. Don't worry, be happy contest. He's asking you 5 records that make you happy and why. And there's a bonus question. Tell me a story on what brings you joy to listening and collecting music. Alright, so let's jump this off real quick here. Number 1, I'm going to take that out of the plastic maybe, be a little easier to see, is Mule Variations by Tom Waits. This record came out in 99? My eyes are going bads. On Epitaph record. I think this, they already set up the anti-record label form. Epitaph, of course, a punk rock label. Started by one of the guys from the legendary band Bad Religion, one of my favorite bands. So, in that vein, we're going to move to yet another Epitaph record. This one is Unknown Road by Pennywise. I love this record. This was one of my favorite records to skate to back in the day. When did this record come out? I don't know. I can't read that. It's so small. And the light in here is not great. My kid's playing downstairs with his buddy from down the street. They're playing video games and yelling a lot. I'm sure you can hear that in the background. Anyway, yeah. Pennywise, Unknown Road. Pennywise. I wasn't really big into them before this record. This is still my favorite Pennywise record. In that, like, 90s punk rock scene, this is probably my favorite record to come out of that. Every song is just like, it was so great for skateboarding, because, like, every song to me was like, pick yourself up, man. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Nobody's gonna look after you but you. Let's get this thing done. I think, like, just an incredible record of positivity and looking after oneself with, man, great harmonies, which is weird to say for a punk rock record. Yet, totally still balls to the wall and full throttle. Next, a couple from when I was a kid. Thriller by Michael Jackson. You know, everybody's got it. Everybody knows it. One of my greatest memories when I was a kid. Me and my brother got it for Christmas, or maybe he just got it and I pretended it was mine too. I don't know. Maybe I just got it and, well, I don't know. I honestly don't remember, because that was a long time ago, man. When that record came out, was that like early 80s, 82, 83? I was a kid. But I just remember, like, listening to this whole record, me and my brother, and him doing that Vincent Price laugh on Thriller, and still to this day, man, banger record. Quincy Jones, like, this and the Michael Jackson record before this. If you don't own these records, I don't know what the hell you're doing with a record collection, honestly. Another one from when I was a kid. I have a hard time sometimes showing these to pull out my records, because I'm one of those guys who puts my record sleeves behind the, you know what I'm saying, like, for easy access. And so I don't get ringing. I take all of the stuff out of the record sleeves and I put it in behind in my dust covers. Harry Chapin's Greatest Stories Lives. Greatest Stories Live. I'm not a big fan of live records. There's only a handful that I like. I've probably mentioned this almost every video, I'm guessing. This being probably the number one. And then there's a couple others. Slayer's Live Undead. Whatever, there's a couple others, but very few live records that I enjoy. Harry Chapin, of course, most people know Cats in the Cradle. I feel like if that's as deep as you go into Harry Chapin's catalog, that's a bummer. Because there's some great tunes. Like, just buy this. Just buy this. You can find it. It's anywhere, you know, $10 or whatever. And you will not be disappointed. Died way, way too young, man. I wish I could have kept collecting these records for a long time. Harry Chapin was definitely a talent, and the whole band, like, now I'm guessing this was, you know, like Kiss Alive. Like, I'm sure stuff was touched up in the studio. If not, though, man, there is not, like, an off note on this entire record. It's crazy. And Saturday Morning, dude, just for that song alone, buy that record. And if you got kids, 10,000 Pounds of Bananas, car trip favorite. All right, so the last record that makes me happy is a newer one, Blurry Face by 21 Pilots. Now I love this band. I think they're fantastic. I think this record is so dope. Aside from that, I think it's just a pretty good record. The reason that record makes me so happy is because my son is 9, and it was like within this year, so I think he was 9 already. But that was the first band my son ever introduced me to that I liked. Like, I'm not sure that he's really introduced me to much music before this, but I'd never heard of this band. And he was adamant that he needed to show me some of their videos, and he did. And I loved it. I thought what they were doing was so like just really rung a bell in that punk rock ethos. To me, you know, they were making all their videos themselves. They're in a minor label, Fueled by Ramen. I think they were just getting it done, you know, and I thought the tunes were great. That dude can sing his ass off, and that drummer is fantastic. And everything they put together is like, there's like this mixture of like punk rock and hip hop and electronica, and I think they're fantastic. But really, what it was the first day my 9-year-old came home and introduced me to a band that I'd never heard of before and loved. And that was just so rad. Now, the bonus one, listening to music and what makes you happy. I only have this Beach Boys record. It's the only Beach Boys record I have. I mean, of course, like everybody else, I love Pet Sounds. I just don't have a vinyl copy of it. That being said, I don't even know that. I don't think the song I'm going to talk about is even on this record. No, because it was on Pet Sounds, which came out, I think, after that compilation. And then goes back to my son again. We used to live like pretty far from our nearest town. It was like an hour, 20 minutes to go grocery shopping each way. So one day him and I were in town, just the two of us. We were leaving town, heading back to the house, and I put on Pet Sounds. And, or maybe just like a random Beach Boys playlist, I don't remember. But at one point while the Beach Boys were playing, and it was just this beautiful day. Sorry, distracted there for a sec. It was like this beautiful day. And the sun was like coming into the car. Everything was just glowing. It was just beautiful out. And Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulders was playing. And I looked in the rearview mirror, and my son was just like, he was a kid, 5 maybe, in the backseat, dead asleep. And the sun just like hitting his face. And that moment was amazing to begin with. You have all these moments, I'm sure, like those of you who have kids, you get soft, and you have these moments where you're just like, that shit is so beautiful. I started crying. Um, and like I said, I mean, that was beautiful alone, but just that moment with that Beach Boys tune, just like, just drove her over the edge for me. And I think that is, to me, what makes me happy about music and listening to music. I listen to all kinds of music. I'm a bit of a genre whore. I was raised in a house where genre lines didn't exist. I didn't even know there was such a thing, probably until I was a teenager. Um, but there's like, I never don't have music playing. Um, I'm one of those people who has, um, I'll show you. This is just 2 of them. But I'm one of those people who has like multiple iPod Classics. I have 5 of them because I never want to be without something, because I never know when it's going to be the perfect moment for that record. So I like to travel with pretty much my entire collection all the time. Now these iPod Classics are starting to die. Every one of them has kind of their own glitch. One's got two, I think, the hard drives are screwed on. One, the back button works, but not the skip forward button. They all have these things. I'm not smart enough to fix them. Hopefully I can find somebody to do that, because that'd be rad. I love my iPods, the classics anyway. We don't really get into the other ones. It just is, it's the soundtrack of your life, man. When you watch a movie without music. Anytime something's going on, there's music to go with that. Even the lack of music shows in certain things. I'm a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer when Buffy the Vampire Slayer's mom died, there was no whole episode without music. It was so powerful. Sometimes in movies, to make it more powerful, that's when they cut the music, which still to me shows the power of the music. And I think that's the same in your daily life. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people who, if I'm angry, I throw on some. I'm a classic metal guy. I'm a thrash metal guy. Throw on some thrash metal, and it makes me happy. Sometimes you're bummed out about something in your life, and you put on something sad. It's just cathartic. But really, music has always been there to act as like a framework for me to see the world that I live in. And I'd say that's about it. Alright. Shoot me some comments if you have any questions. Let me know anything that you're thinking. Also, check the video before that I posted the video I posted before this one, because I bought an equalizer and I'm dumb and I don't know how to hook it up. So if anybody can help me out, hit me up later.